Hello guys, welcome back to the shack for another cook. Kind of excited about this one today because we're cooking with a piece of meat that I've never cooked with before. So I wanted to do quesadillas on the channel. I've done them before, haven't done them in a little while back. And I would typically use either skirt steak or hanger steak if I'm doing something like that where I'm going to slice it up nice and thin and serve it inside a quesadilla. Went to Meat Merchant in Moira, didn't have any, but they did have flat iron steak, which I have heard about but I've never cooked before. I know it's cooked in a similar way, so it's a really fast sear, takes really well to marinade, so I thought perfect, might as well give it a go. So I have about 700 grams here of flat iron steak. It's cut into 4 big chunks, some awesome marbling going through it as well. Nice and easy to see the grain in it, so whenever we're slicing it up, obviously we want to slice against the grain with a cut of steak like this. But the first thing we have to do is get it into a marinade. So to make up our marinade, grab a bowl, and we're starting off with 60 mils of soy sauce, 3 tablespoons of lemon juice, you can swap that out for lime if you want, 3 tablespoons of oil, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of Ancho chilli flakes, and 2 cloves of minced garlic. So now that we have our marinade made up, it is time to get the steak into it. I am, however, going to keep a little bit to the side, just in case I want to brush it on whenever we are cooking the steaks. So don't need a lot, a couple of tablespoons. Plop a little bit back in there. Set that off to the side, keep it for later. I'm going to take our ziplock bag, pop it open, and go in with our pieces of steak. Get rid of the plate. Now all we have to do, is try and get our marinade in without pouring it everywhere. We will seal the bag, still leave a little bit of air in there for now, and toss, just to get that completely covered. And I want to try and work the steaks so that they're sitting relatively flat in the bag. So once we have done that, we can gently pop a corner and squeeze a lot of the air out without squeezing any of the marinade out, hopefully. Perfect. Now that's our steaks in the marinade. Gonna put them into the fridge for at least 2 hours. They're pretty thin cuts of steak, so it shouldn't take too long for the flavour to get in there. So 2 hours in the fridge, and we're gonna come back out and get them onto the grill, and I'll show you what else we're gonna put into the quesadillas. Okay, so we'll have the Kamado Joe fired up. While it is coming up in temperature, we'll talk a little bit about what else we're going to put into them. It's pretty simple. This is a nice quick snack. You can marinade the steak in the morning, let it sit, come lunchtime, you're good to go. So it's a nice quick cook. I have some veg, so we're going with red and orange peppers and a red onion. I've just cut those into battens, and we're going to do them off on the cast iron. We're going to do the steaks first though. Then we can slice it into nice thin slices. We will cook our peppers, and then we're going to put them all together. Only other thing we're going in with is cheese. So this is a 50-50 mix of emmental and cheddar. Just grate it down. And for our tortillas, we are using just plain white flour tortillas. So the veg is the only other thing I want to add something to, and we will go. Let's go chilli. So we want to put a little drizzle of oil in here and just a touch of salt. Doesn't need much, just a little bit to coat the veg. And go on with a good grinding of salt. Should be good. Give everything a toss around. Those can sit and chill out until we're ready to go. So with all that prepared, I'm going to run in, grab the steaks, We'll get them out of that marinade because it's time to cook them. Barbecue is sitting sweet, nice searing temperature. Let's go. All right, our steaks are out of the marinade. They look and smell incredible. We have a good bed of coals going here. I can stand and warm my hands here all day. Freezing out here. But it's time to cook steaks. So we're gonna get the steaks on over the coals. Just about gonna be able to fit these on the 1/2. It's gonna be a fast sear, so we're gonna sear them on one side, flip them over. Then we have kept, remember, a little bit of our baste. So we're gonna brush that onto them once we flip them. Aiming for a nice medium in the middle, so they won't take long at all. I will, however, close down the lid just to stop any flare-ups and stop them really burning, because there is a little bit of sugar in that marinade. Steaks are off. I've wrapped them in foil and put them back into the house because they won't stay warm very long out here. We are going to slice them up anyway and put them back into the quesadillas, so they'll reheat in there. But now I've put the cast iron griddle on one side. We're going to get our veggies on, so we've already got oil on here, so I'm not putting any more onto the actual cast iron. So we'll just toss our veg on there. Just move them around. We're going to cook those down, then we can start putting everything else together into the quesadillas, and we're going to cook the quesadillas on this as well. Alright, I'd say it's about time we made one of these up. We'll grab a piece of our steak. I'm only going to carve this as it's going into the quesadillas. I'm going to keep it under foil, otherwise it's been resting for a good 15 minutes or so. So yeah, you can see the grain is running this way, so we're going to slice this way against that grain. See how it turns out. Again, we're going nice thin slices. Pretty awesome crust on the outside of it. It's more than enough for one quesadilla. Right, I have to give this a try. Never tasted this before in my life. See what it's like. Oh my days. Oh, that is good. That is a flavour-packed steak. Marinade has made such a nice crust on the outside of it. Loads of flavour inside it. Keep it all pressed together here. Freezing outside. I don't think they get too cold. So give me a second, I'm going to warm my tortilla a little bit to make it more flexible. Okay, let's start building. So I think first thing we go on with is cheese on the bottom. And we're only doing half and half here. And we're going to fold it over, so that's good with our cheese. Next, on with that steak, just layer it out. It's cooked really well. That was the fatter piece. It had to take a little bit longer than the rest, so the rest were off just before it. That looks good. A few little snacks left over for me. And with our peppers then, onions, we'll just scatter a few of those through it. They're nice and soft too. A little kick of heat off the chili oil. And then lastly, go on with another little bit of cheese. So it'll melt down, it'll hold everything together. And we fold. And we go back to the barbecue then to put this on to toast. Straight onto the cast iron. Press down. Let it do its thing for a few minutes, then we're going to flip it over. I don't quite know how this is going to work. Need my longer one. Perfect, nice and crispy. Hold it up for a second, try and get that in, crisped up. Perfect. Looks pretty good to me. I'll get it off and serve it up. I'll make a couple more. All right, I've made a few more. The missus was quite hungry, so I made that first one, took it into her, because I'm nice like that. Made another one for myself, so time to dive in and take a bite. I've been nibbling away at that steak. It is incredible. That marinade on it, it's nearly like a sweet coating on the outside of it. Incredible. Yes, please. Yep, there's the chili oil coming through. But 100% the star of the show is that steak. A few little nibbly bits here as well. It's tender, it's juicy. Awesome crust on the outside of it. I don't think I would take it anywhere over medium. I don't think it's one of those steaks that benefit from being cooked all the way through. No steak benefits from that, but put it in here with the cheese, toasted tortilla, those cast iron cooked veg. That is lunch and a half. Man. Okay, I'm going to go and finish these off. Huge thanks to all the YouTube members for supporting the channel. If you want to give this a try, there'll be a recipe down below in the description box. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.